First of all, I know it's been 8 months. It's a long time. What can I tell you? What I'm about to show you today, that's the reason it has been 8 months since I've done a video. This thing has been that successful. It took even me by surprise. Wiped out. Unbelievable. Snowed under with orders. There's no special joinery involved, no fancy joints, no half laps, no mortise and tenons, none of that. It's all so simple that anybody can make this. Are you ready for the big reveal? Listen, it's no good. I can't even put it into words how good this thing is. This is it, anyway. A dog bed. You just love your dogs. Even we love our dogs too. This is the dog bed. And it's fully washable. The mattress lifts out. I'm going to show you how to paint it, do the letters, make the mattress on a sewing machine that I haven't done before. So it's a real snedder, isn't it? Snedder. That means it's good. It's just another Northern Ireland saying. Haven't used it for years, but there it is. Just letting you know what it means. The only joints used in this is butt joints. Wee bit of decorations around the screws, paw prints painted on, personalising it with the name and the bone at the top here. Butt joint just means one bit of wood button up against another. So simple to do. Anybody could do it. Just take a bit of time. The entire project is getting made out of this. Tongue and groove. Tongue means tongue at one end, groove at the other. There's little or no waste at all. I know. Hard to contain yourselves, isn't it? It blows me away every time I think about it. Where do these things come from? Where do these ideas come from? I don't know. They're all buried in here somewhere. I don't know where they come from. But I dredge them up especially for you. There's other things too to make, you know. It'll take a wee bit of time to get through them all. My brain's full of stuff. You can paint them whatever colour you want. If you want, just leave them wood and varnish it. A lot of my customers ask for them varnished because it goes with anything. It actually looks like a piece of furniture, you know. And the most important thing is the dogs. The dogs love them, and I mean love them. I made one of these for my daughter back in May, which is shortly after I posted my last video. It's now December 2017. In fact, it's only 2 days before Christmas. But anyway, she put a photograph of this on that Facebook thing. I don't know a lot about all these social media things. I know how to look at them, but it's not my thing, you know. Anyway, she posted the photograph of it on, and the next thing is the orders came flying in, and I've been non-stop for the last 9 months. Now for this project, you don't need anything, only a saw, be it a hand saw or a chop saw like this, a bandsaw or a jigsaw or a coping saw, whatever you like, a screwdriver, a drill, and a wee sander, or just sand it by hand, and a drop of paint, of course, a wee bit of plastic, but it doesn't necessarily have to be plastic for the name. You can make it out of anything you want. So without further ado, that sounds weird, doesn't it? Further ado, let's get this road on the show. One other thing I should have told you. You can make this whatever size you want for any size of dog. Doesn't matter, large or small. Any animal, in fact. Cat, well, I mean, you'd hardly make one for a guinea pig or something like that. Although I suppose you could, but I don't know if a guinea pig would use it. Definitely not a horse. A horse wouldn't fit on it. Lion, tigers, anything like that. There's no way that they're going to bother with this. That tear it to shreds. But domestic pets would go on this. Even a snake would like it probably, you know. Speaking of snakes, watch those snakes. Start with 10, make sure you finish with 10. Also, make sure to use ear protection. And eye protection. Sorry, eye protection. And if you want, well, I don't, but you should use a mask. By the way, you can build it out of MDF or plywood, whatever you want. I just like to do it out of this wood because it's a far nicer finish. Start off by measuring and cutting the length of wood you need for the sides, the footboard, a headboard and an upper headboard. You should now have 5 pieces of wood. 2 for the sides, 1 for the footboard, 1 for the bottom headboard, and 1 for the top headboard. The next thing we're going to have to do is to rip off the tongue and the groove from both edges of the sideboards and one of the headboards. Now you can use either a table saw like me, a circular saw, or a handsaw. It's up to yourself. Handsaw will take you a lot longer, mind you, and the alarm might get sore. If you are using a handsaw, just persevere, you'll get there eventually. You should now have 3 pieces here. That's the footboard, bottom headboard, top headboard. No tongue and groove cut off, that's still intact. The bottom headboard, only the groove was cut off. The footboard, both tongue and grooves cut off, and the 2 sideboards, both tongue and groove cut off, both of them. The next thing we're going to do is off each of the 2 sideboards, we're going to rip 18mm off the bottom of both of them. Make sure and use your push stick if you're using a table saw for doing this. Do not push it through with your fingers. You don't want to lose any of them wee things. Now those 2 18mm strips you just cut will be screwed to the bottoms of the sides. These are to support the planks of wood that are going to hold your mattress. Now mark each of these 2 strips for to pre-drill them. I made this wee auxiliary table for my drill press. It's dead handy when you're drilling long pieces of wood. And make sure you countersink those holes you just drilled. We want the heads of the screws below the surface of the wood. Now carefully screw the 2 strips into place along the bottom edge of your sideboards. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can leave your footboards and headboards straight. But I like to cut a piece out of them. Same goes for the top headboard. I have a wee jig made that allows me to mark both these. This is another jig that I made just so that I can drill the edges of the footboard and the bottom headboard. After they're drilled, make sure and countersink these holes as well. Next, just over to the bandsaw and cut out what you've just marked. You can use a jigsaw if you want, and don't be worrying about being too neat, because you're going to sand it down anyway. Remember and make sure, keep those fingers well away from the blade. Next, screw the bottom footboard onto the 2 sideboards. And swing it round there, swing it round baby, and screw on the bottom piece of the headboard. Now measure the width you're going to need to cut the base planks that your mattress will sit on. In my case, I need to cut out 5. I wish I could saw this quickly. Not much chance of that these days. Now fit them all in place, one by one. If they're a bit of a tight fit, that's good. You don't want them to be loose. As you can see at the end of mine, I have a small gap, so I have to cut another piece and rip it to fit in there, which you might have to do as well. And screw it on, screw them up, pre-drill them and countersink them Then screw the boards in place through the bottom strip that you previously fitted. Now listen, I'm not going to show you me screwing them screws in. Boring. Let's face it, if you can't put a screw in, it shouldn't be left alone in the house. But basically, this is what you should be finished with. There's the screws you put in, that's the top. Next, we're going to work on the legs. Measure what height of legs you want to use. In my case, the two at the top headboard is 10 inches high and the two footboard ones are 7 inches high. Now either sand them down or, like me, use a belt sander just to take the dog's ears off them, make them a bit smoother. Now after I've finished sanding these legs, I pre-drill them. You'll see the reason later. Tell me something, is there anybody out there that actually likes sanding? God, I hate sanding. Anybody that likes it has to be sick. This is another jig that I made. It holds the bed up the right height so that it can glue the legs on. Now I hot glue the legs on, but again it's only temporary. The holes that I have drilled on the legs will have screws through them at the end of the project. Now glue on the headboard. Starting to take shape now, isn't it? Et voila. That's the basic construction finished. Now you can varnish it up and leave it as it is, or you can add things to it like I'm going to do. If you want to switch the video off here and have a go at building this yourself, then go ahead. Easy to do, but I'm going to paint this up. I'm going to video the rest of it, and you can watch how I go through the process of finishing. I can paint faster than the spray gun now. The only reason I don't use a spray gun for this is because by the time I do that many different colours, by the time you'd clean out the pot every time, it'd be a waste of time. You have to clean the jets all the time, so I just do this by hand. It's just as handy to do it by hand. Of course, I do get a bit of paint splashing here and there, but sure. What artist doesn't, eh? Nothing like blowing your own trumpet, that's what I say. Now this is plastic sill you would buy for windows, and these letters I cut out of an old milk carton so I don't have to keep drawing them out of paper. I draw around these onto the plastic sill, then I take it over to the scroll saw and cut the letters out. This is for the name at the bottom of which will be stuck onto the footboard. Now you can use a coping saw if you want, or a jigsaw, it's up to you. Or if you want to just leave it plain without a name on it, that's up to you. I just like to personalise it. Now those holes I told you that I drilled in those legs, I now put screws into them, and this fixes the legs permanently because hot glue would never hold them and hold the weight of a dog. I also put small cup washers on the screws that adds a bit of decoration to it. I wish I could work this fast all the time. Now I hot glue on the letters of the name. As you can see, I've already added a bone to the headboard down there, and I've painted on paw prints. Just adds the decoration, and again personalises it just that wee bit. And at the end, I measure and cut the sponge that'll fit inside the bed. A nice sharp knife is handy here, but scissors will cut it just as well. It's just that a knife's quicker. There you go, a perfect fit. Now I'm not, to be honest with you, I thought of the camera on record to show the mattress getting in, or me sewing the mattress you should say, but I hadn't pressed record, so but anyway, anybody can do it. Well, there you have it. Any dog would love it. You can build it whatever size you want, whatever colour you want. It's easy to do. So listen, I'll get back with another one as soon as possible. If I can get a break from these dog beds. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Thank you.